What's up YouTube, Tintin here, and today I'll be starting a new series called Rate Their Chances, where I will be talking about potential Smash characters for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and rating their chances of getting in the game. Now for the first episode, I decided to go with my personal favorite character to be in the game, Bandana Waddle D from the Kirby series. Now, what is my history with Bandana Waddle D, I know you must be asking, because I know you're all so interested, and you just didn't click on this video because it's him in the thumbnail, obviously. Anyway, I first discovered the Kirby series back in around, I believe it was 2011, I think, when I first played Return to Dreamland with a friend of mine. Though I personally never really played too much Bandana Waddle Dee in that game. I always loved Kirby more for the copy abilities. Though I've loved the Kirby series ever since, and I love that whenever he shows up in the games. I really do enjoy Bandana Waddle Dee as a character, even though you don't get to play as him that much. I believe he's only playable in like Return to Dreamland and Star Allies, but I really like Bandana Waddle Dee, and I honestly really want him in this game. Now, for possible moves, I'm thinking, of course, due to the fact that the same people that developed Smash also worked on Return to Dreamland, if I remember correctly. So for a moveset, that should be pretty easy to do. Just copy and paste a lot of his moves from the Kirby series. Like, Return to Dreamland is literally based off the Smash engine to a certain point, so it shouldn't be any issue. Plus, Sakurai did create Bandana Waddle Dee since he's one of the Kirby characters. So Sakurai would know what Bandana Waddle Dee would realistically do and how to work him into the game properly. Plus, Sakurai works at HAL Laboratories and is the creator of the Kirby series. So he should have access to Bandana Dee's information and models and everything he would need to really get working in the game with little bargaining from other companies. Like, Bandana Waddle Dee would be so much easier to get in compared to something like, say, Sora, because they'd have to work something out with Disney, and for certain moves and models, they'd have to do debates on and argue and blah, 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 blah. While for any, especially for an in-house character, like, Sakurai just has to say, should I use this? Yeah, probably. And, he can use it. Now, I'm sure it's more complicated than that, but realistically speaking, Sakurai really wouldn't have any issue adding Bandana Waddle Dee in, at least as far as I'm aware. And plus, Sakurai loves his own games. Like, Kid Icarus Uprising got so much love in Smash 4. There's no doubt in my mind he definitely wouldn't be against, giving the Kirby series some more love, especially since Kirby only has 3 reps, and they honestly deserve one more. I mean, people also argue that they could do Marks, though I feel Marks is less overall popular and iconic. Though Marks is still definitely up there, though I feel Bandana Waddle Dee would be a better fit. Though, I mean, if we can have both, I'm fine with 5 Kirby reps. Now, I've listed a bunch of good things with Bandana Waddle Dee. Now let's get on to the potential snags that might get him cut. One, the people would argue that King Dedede still represents the Waddle Dees in his intro, though the Waddle Dees were removed from most of his other animations. Like, they were removed from his Final Smash, which is changed completely, and they removed it from his throwable options, to where he can no longer just chuck the Waddle Dees around. He now just only uses Gordos. And another thing people brought up, which actually helps Bandana Waddle Dee a bit, is the specific, his new Final Smash, King Dedede's new Final Smash, is based off one of the earlier Kirby games, and in that specific game where Kirby fights him, Bandana Waddle Dee is in the background in the crowd watching. He is not shown at all during the cutscene where it shows King Dedede's Final Smash, implying he's not there. Now, why wouldn't he be there? Well, probably because he's playable. I mean, Sakurai is a stickler for details. It would only make sense that if he wasn't going to make Bandana Waddle Dee playable, that he would throw in a bone for the fans of the character and put him in the Final Smash, or at least give him maybe an assist trophy or at least remotely relevant trophy to the game that you unlock early and you easily can see, or something like that. So I have very little doubt in my mind that Sakurai is probably adding him into the game. I mean, I don't believe there's any real issues, excluding if King Dedede has Waddle Dees in his opening, that could be problematic. Though Bandana Waddle Dee is a separate Waddle Dee from other Waddle Dees, so it's really no issue. It's not a Toad kind of situation where Toad is definitely not playable, at least not a base Toad, because Peach and Daisy use them. I mean, Captain Toad's a maybe, though I don't really think he has that high of a shot personally. Though I wouldn't mind seeing him in. Ultimately, I think Bandana Waddle Dee has a pretty good chance of being in the game. I honestly give him I honestly say 95% shot. I honestly have very little doubt of why he wouldn't be added. Sakurai created the Kirby series. Sakurai owns the character, or well, not necessarily owns, but has high influence over the character. And Sakurai, he created, did Sakurai specifically develop Return to Dreamland, or was it someone else? I'm not 100% sure on that. So Sakurai, I know he at least oversees some of the Kirby games to some extent. So a moveset wouldn't be that bad, since the Kirby engine for Return to Dreamland is literally based off Smash. Just take from his movesets there, like the Waddle Copter, have him throw spears, general jabs and kicks and stuff, and just hitting people with a spear. It'll work. I mean, if you can make the Villager and Captain Falcon have a moveset, you honestly cannot say they couldn't do something for Bandana Waddle D. It's just too easy. And I'm also going to address the leak about Bandana Waddle D, because I feel I would be remiss if I didn't. You see, a while back, I can't remember if it was a few weeks or months ago, though, there was a leaker who was well known for being a critical Daisy fan. This man loved Daisy. He lived, breathed, and smelled Daisy. Ugh. I'd pay money to see that guy's reaction to Smash Ultimate. Oh, that would be a treat. Anyway, he specifically looked into one of the Yoshi games on the 3DS, Yoshi and Poochie's Woolly World, if I remember correctly. And what he found was there was specific data added to the game in an update that had something to do with Daisy and Bandana Waddle D. It was amiibo data, and this amiibo data implied they'd be getting new amiibos. And interestingly enough, another character called Waluigi didn't get this data, and he's been disconfirmed for Smash. And if you look at the potential characters Sakurai could add, a lot of the ones people really want don't have amiibo, while Bandana D and Daisy do have amiibo. And Daisy is confirmed to be getting a new amiibo for Smash. And I honestly don't see them to have a reason to make a new Bandana Waddle D amiibo on its own, unless they do something special for Star Allies that they haven't announced yet. But that seems unlikely. I think it would be more likely to them to do the Dream Friends amiibo for some kind of special bonus with them, because the Bandana Waddle D amiibo has existed for a while. So what I think this means is that Bandana Waddle D is getting a Smash amiibo. If that's the case, he's in the game. Other evidence is the Super Smash Bros. Art they have in the website. It's the art that they showed immediately after the Everyone Is Here trailer, where it was just the scroll across the screen. And interesting enough, after Daisy and Ridley were added to that, of course, well, not added to the game, the art changed to include them. And there's one specific part in the art people are constantly observing, and there's been a few theories about it. Olimer's Pikmin are holding Mr. Saturn. Now, why would they be holding Mr. Saturn? It's not a part of anyone's moveset. It's just a random item. He's not playable. Why would they be holding Mr. Saturn? The theory is that Mr. Saturn is a placeholder for a character that would be around his size, and that the Pikmin will simply be holding them when that part of the art is, updated to be correct with the final version. Now, what character that people constantly want is really small and somewhat similar to Mr. Saturn in terms of size and shape? Bandana Waddle D. Sure, there could be some issues with the art if he's holding a spear, but just because they're there doesn't mean he has to be holding his weapon. So that also is another point to why I think Bandana Waddle D will be in the game. I know there are other leaks saying he wouldn't be in the game, and other leaks saying Sakurai couldn't think of movesets, whatever. Though none of those leaks have any credibility, and a lot of those leaks have been proven wrong. So I have very little faith in those leaks. I honestly think Bandana Waddle D is in this game. And for fans of Bandana Waddle D, rejoice! My Bandana brothers, you're getting your boy. You're getting your boy soon. Anyway, this is my thoughts on what's going to happen for Bandana Waddle D, hopefully. And I think he has a pretty good chance of being in the next Super Smash Bros. Now, what did you guys think? Leave your opinions in the comments below. This has been Tenton. Peace. And may the bandana be with you. Please don't unsubscribe.